Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday morning meditation. Just dealing with some technical difficulties this morning before we get started. Um, so good to be here with you. Just a reminder that we're meeting today, of course, and next Monday, and then we'll take a break for July and August. I just have travel plans and people visiting, which is wonderful. And it was just easy to kind of let go of the whole 2 months rather than piecing them together for us here and there. So we're just going to have a smooth summer and come back again in the fall. In the meantime, there's lots of recorded meditations on YouTube from our Monday morning meditations, but also any meditation that stands out to you. As long as you're meditating, it doesn't matter how you're doing it. It's good. It's good. One of the experiences I was noticing in my meditation time today that I thought, oh, how wonderful to bring into our Monday meditation is just that experience of receiving. And what was coming to my awareness this morning was that there is getting and there's receiving. And I was sharing with some friends this weekend, and they were helping me out with some picture hanging around my new home. So my pictures are finally up. I feel like I actually live here now. And there was such love and patience and willingness that they were helping me with. And I just was trying to really take that in and just feel the love that they were bringing to that experience. So it wasn't just about getting my pictures hung, which in my task-oriented mind, I can over focus on. Like, okay, we get this done, and then we get this done, and then we're doing a lot of getting, doing a lot of forward moving in that getting the task list done. But that doesn't mean we're receiving the good that is coming along with that. In the book, Buddha's Brain, The Science of Happiness by Rick Hanson, he talks about the brain's negativity bias, our brain and nervous system. I'm sure we've talked about this before, but our brain and nervous system are designed to protect us. So brain, our brain's sensory mechanism naturally has a bias toward anything negative, whether it's physical. It's the part of our brain that tells us don't put your finger in the candle flame because you will get burned. That's important. It's the part of our brain that looks both ways before we cross the street so that we don't get run over by a oncoming car. That's important. But it also protects us from emotional pain also, or what the brain perceives as potential emotional pain. And so we can block ourselves from receiving because the brain has been programmed over our lifetime to maybe protect ourselves from some situations. But when our brain is protecting us from some situations, it's protecting us from all the situations. So it doesn't have a moment by moment discerning factor that allows us to protect ourselves when we need to be protected from somebody who's abusive, let's say, versus protecting ourselves from, okay, I've been in a tough situation in the past, and therefore I'm going to hold everybody at bay because that's easier than it's not. But our brain will tell us that's just easier to make this black and white, on or off, than it is to dance with, oh no, I can trust this person. I can let myself open up. And this person, I can't. I need to keep at a distance and so forth. So our negativity bias is really excellent in some situations, but not in all situations. And our nervous system runs automatically. Our brain runs automatically. And part of our meditation practice helps us to strengthen our awareness, our presence, our attention on what the brain is doing. Because when we're not watching it, it takes us all over the place. It protects us from things we don't need to be protected from. So again, back to the example of my friends being over and me feeling that like I really need to receive this love that they're sharing. It's not just about the pictures, it's about the connection. It's about the sharing and laughing together and moving things left or right half an inch or, and it's about the connection, and that connection helps us open our hearts to ourselves and to our higher self as well, if you will. In the Rick Hanson in the Buddha's Brain book talks about how those negative things that we experience are like velcro. The nervous system takes those in and it sticks with us. A negative experience sticks with us because that's how the brain learns, like, okay, I stuck my finger in that candle flame and it hurt, so we are not going to do that ever again. And it keeps us from that again, which is good. But then when we have a, I don't know, male or female figure in our life while we're growing up that doesn't treat us well, then we're going to have a negativity bias toward that type of person, whether it's warranted or not. We're going to have a protection. Like if somebody was abused emotionally by a man growing up or by a woman, then those relationships, male or female, are going to have um, static in them, no matter how safe somebody might be in the future. And Rick Hanson also talks about how that's good, but it's automatic. Our brain automatically goes to the negative. And when we experience something positive, it's like teflon. So the negative is like velcro and it sticks with us. But the positive things that happen are like teflon and they don't stick. They just move on by. We expect them. We expect good things to happen. We're a little entitled that way. We expect good things to happen all the time. And so when they do, we don't really pay attention. Or we do kind of in the moment, but we don't really take it in. And that was my thought for the day of it's not just about getting something done, getting the pictures put on the wall, getting an interaction with somebody we care about. It's about being in that experience. And Rick Hanson talks about this also. He says, when something good happens, spend a couple minutes with it. Just feel what it feels like in your body, that good experience. Feel what that feels like. Receive it. Don't just get it, receive it with every cell of your body and just take that in. And that's what we're going to focus on today is the receiving, because in our meditation time, we're not just getting some benefits of relaxation or calmness or quiet time or just some breathing exercises. We are receiving and opening ourselves up to receive something from our higher mind, our higher brain, our intuition, if you will, our, you know, at worst, our logical, rational part of our mind that can help us out of the emotional part, which is irrational, or those automatic reactions like the negativity bias. Our meditation time pulls us out of that automatic reaction so that we can see it. It's like, oh, my brain wants to go to the negativity bias in this situation. I'm going to instead focus on the positive that's happening right now. And that is huge. That is a huge support to our mind, body, and soul to keep practicing with that, receiving what's positive in the moment. And our meditation time helps us with that because we can weed out those negative thoughts that are rising to the surface, and they're going to rise up, and it's not a bad thing. It's a human thing for the reasons I just talked about. But our meditation time helps us let those go and let those be like Teflon, and the receiving, the positive, the calm, the peace gets to be like velcro inside of us. So we're flipping upside down that negativity bias. And doesn't mean that we're what a friend of mine calls bliss ninnies, where we are just positive all the time and we don't think about anything negative, and we close our mind to, oh, I can't see anything negative. I'm just not going to do that. It's not that we don't address reality, but we don't have the fearful negativity bias towards it. So we see what's happening, but we stay in a state of calm and I want to say wisdom, of knowing what to do instead of reacting out of fear, knowing what to do, because it doesn't mean we ignore it. It means we approach it from a place of wisdom rather than fear. So that's a lot. That's a lot to talk about for today. I'm going to make sure I have my phone ringer off because I think I had turned it on earlier. So I'm just going to turn that off for us. And I invite you to get comfortable in your chairs if you're not already. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths. Just let yourself melt into your chair. And just feel what's happening in your body right now. Every cell of our bodies have awareness. They're active, they're alive, every single cell, working all together as one, yes, but still individual. And we're going to imagine today less with our heads and more just with how it feels. We're going to feel every cell of our body open, open to receiving. We just give every cell of the body permission to receive. Just feel, not with our imagination even, but just feel healing light streaming forth down through us. Not from some God figure in the sky, but from the whole loving energy of the universe. And if it's easier to Just receive the peace and calm that's all around you, and do that. No matter what sounds outside you might be hearing, there's the safety and love right there in your home all around you. We're just going to breathe that in through every cell of the body. Just breathing in that peace. Breathing in the stillness. And when your mind starts going and having its story, just gently bring your attention back to those cells in your body, just being, just receiving, open, breathing in. Mm. Sometimes receiving from our cells, every cell of the body can feel like when our when our sinuses clear up and we can finally breathe. Our air passages are open and clear, and our bodies are getting the oxygen that they've been craving. And our cells are like that too, and they can just receiving peace, receiving love, receiving calm. We just keep bringing the mind back to that openness, that receptivity. And if you have time today to continue to sit in this receptivity, just feeling, experiencing the act of receiving and having goodness land in and through every cell of your body, I invite you just to stay with that practice. And if you need to go about your day, take a couple of deep breaths. Feel your feet on the floor and your body in your chair. And this week, every day, let's watch each day for those wonderful, good experiences that do happen each day, whether it's being with a family member or watching a bird outside and just the joy of that, or squirrels dancing around. Even those simple things, we can stop and take in that experience and receive the joy, experience the joy, feel that joy being received in and through every cell of our bodies. And we take a couple minutes with it each time so that we really spend as much time receiving as our brain and nervous system spends pushing things away. We'll just keep practicing that this week. And feel free to email me your experience. I would love to hear about how this goes for you. And in the meantime, thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate our time together, and I look forward to seeing you next week, which will be our last one before our summer break. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and feel that love, receive that love. Bye-bye.